What is up, guys? Thanks for joining us today on The Sprint. You already know we are all about taking a break from that heavy news cycle of the day and giving you guys the stories that you want to hear about, the stories that got the conversations going on at the dinner table, at the lunch table, on your afternoon walks, whatever you're doing. As long as you got WSLS.com fired up, you're with us, and we're about to give you guys the news that will kind of make you, again, have a breather from all the stresses of our news life to do nowadays. Either way, guys, again, thanks so much for joining us. You know, we're all about the positive stories. We're all about the stories that'll get people talking. For example, we've all seen those stories where people are driving the wrong way on the road. But what about driving backwards also? Check this out. This is what we're talking about coming up later on in the sprint. This truck going full speed backwards. That is some skill work right there. Either way, we're going to get into what exactly happened there. And again, you can only imagine the shock that a lot of people had when they saw this go down on the roadway. And speaking of having some shock going down on the roadway, yeah, we got to talk about Justin Timberlake. Why he clowning? Okay, so if you haven't heard by now, which you should have because it's been going around all over the place online, he was arraigned actually on a count of driving while intoxicated in Long Island, New York. Look at the baby mugshot. Just look at him. Look at them little eyes just glassed and glossed over with the little pink. Okay, so Sag Harbor Village police say that he was observed driving in, quote, an intoxicated condition, weaving in his lane and running a stop sign. Former NSYNC member was said to have failed his sobriety test and refused a breathalyzer test 3 times. Timberlake was released on his own recognizance, and then it says that his next court date set for July 26th. Apparently, he pled not guilty, but some more details in the story basically said that he had the audacity. Okay, I'm going to use the word allegedly because obviously this got to be fought out, but allegedly, he said and claimed that he only had 1 martini and followed his friends home, and somehow he ended up doing what he did that got him in trouble. So either way, Justin Timberlake, come on now. This is, I hope this kind of can educate people out there that, one, nobody's above the law. I don't care what your celebrity status is. Unfortunately, I know Justin Timberlake is set up in a way better position than a lot of people. And that's what a lot of people reacted to the story was saying, like, dude, you have resources out of the world. First of all, you're doing this tour. Second of all, why are you driving yourself? Pretty sure you could have had a driver in 2 seconds to take you home. But third of all, you should know better. You are kind of like one of those public figures that are supposed to be inspiring to other people. Don't get caught doing something like this. And don't even, not necessarily get caught. Don't do it to begin with. Come on now. It is not that serious. And again, thank God they were able to pull him over before anything crazy or traumatic happened, you know, as it typically happens often on the roadways nowadays when we're faced with a lot of drunk drivers and a lot of people out there who just, again, made that one big mistake that changed the lives of their lives and somebody else's. So, again, Justin Timberlake, come on now, man. You know better than this. I hope 100% you learn your lesson from this. If you are super duper, you know, guilty because of this, in the end, again, they're still got to duke it out in the court system. But the fact of the matter is that we see what's going on. The writing is on the wall. We got to get your life together. If this is a situation where you're about to get in trouble for it, and as you should be held accountable for it as anybody else would be. But again, he did plead not guilty. So we got to figure out exactly what all this turns out to be later on. Definitely going to be following this coming up throughout a news cycle, I'm pretty sure, for the weeks to come. I know, again, his court date is set pretty soon, so we'll figure out exactly what went down. But again, Justin Timberlake, if you did this allegedly, you need to get your life together. Stop clowning. All right, moving on, man. We got some free music in the park to tell you guys about. It's returning tomorrow and, of course, this weekend as part of the 7th annual Floyd Small Town Summer. It is a series of free events and concerts in downtown Floyd held every other Thursday in Warren G. Lineberry Park. You can bring in the whole family to enjoy the beautiful scenery, live music, movies, food, and drink, and special activities from a variety of community organizations. The park opens at 6 tomorrow for a concert by a French Cajun artist known as Soulful Singing and Fiddling. Admission is free, and the town of Floyd will be hosting these events through Labor Day. We'll post a link, of course, to those events at WSLS.com. So when I say tomorrow, I'm meaning specifically Thursday. Again, this is something that happens every other Thursday. And, of course, if you go to our website, you will see that we have a list of events and all that good stuff to come, so you'll be able to plan ahead for that. But again, this is all happening on Thursday. It should be a good time, and I'm pumped up about it because again, it's just giving us another activity for people to do, especially during the summer. Speaking of doing stuff for the summer, get this, man. If you like to work out, keep your body in check, we got some more good news about the benefits of doing resistant training exercises. It can yield results 4 years later in older adults, especially as people get older, their skeletal muscles function declines. Researchers performed a trial with healthy adults between 64 and 75 years old. Group was assigned one of 3 exercise programs for a year. The workouts involved lifting weights 3 times a week, moderate intensity training, and using body weight and resistant bands 3 times a week. It says that the study shows resistant training with heavy loads had the best benefit in leg strength. However, the moderate intensity group saw a slight decrease in leg strength. So either way, working out, good. I'm trying to get back in the habit of doing that as well because, again, we're all conscious of our body. And as we get older and older, our body starts to collect more and more. And it becomes more difficult to put stuff off or get stuff off your body as far as, fat and all that crap. I am working on myself. And it's cool to know that this right here, strength training, again, gets your results going 4 years after the fact. So, yeah, if you guys like to work out, like one of my good friends, meteorologist Chris Michaels, good for you. Keep it up because, again, it's going to go a long way. And again, speaking of Chris Michaels, we got our forecast for today. You already know it's been kind of a little hot and steamy here lately. Meteorologist Chris is joining us right now.
Happy hump day, guys. Today, the heat pretty much manageable and typical. That's also how it's going to be tomorrow as we see the wind coming in from the east. More extreme heat's going to be farther to the north. But as high pressure continues to build over the west, will once again feed in off the wind coming down the mountains. That means near record heat heading into the weekend, high temperatures well into the 90s.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Coming up after the break, we're getting into how Netflix is still trying to stay relevant. All of a sudden, I know a lot of people with the streaming and all that stuff, it's not really looking that, fruitful, if that will. I know a lot of people try to find, have been losing money as far as these streaming sites and services because you can just pick up a movie and find it anywhere nowadays. Well, Netflix still trying to stay in the game, but they're trying to move it into a more physical realm. We're going to get into that. And we're talking about a backwards driver. You guys don't want to miss this again. It's a site that you don't see every day. And it caught a lot of people off guard as we got the big report coming your way after the break. Don't go anywhere. WSLS.com on the Sprint. Welcome back to the Sprint, guys. We're all about showing y'all the new things that a lot of services and streaming sites are trying to do. And Netflix, they're trying to move into a physical world. And it kind of actually sounds a little cool. Check it out. The streaming pioneer is opening a massive entertainment venue in Dallas and Philadelphia. They're calling it Netflix Houses, and they are more than 100,000 square feet. It says that inside, visitors will find elaborate experiences, themed gift shops, and restaurants based on Netflix content. It's a diversifying move for the media giant as profits in the video streaming are becoming less reliable. Again, this is a pretty cool idea, I think. And it's so crazy how this, if anybody was looking at this, it kind of went full circle because remember Netflix used to be a physical thing where you would physically get your DVDs and stuff like that. And then they went to the digital platform and then took off online, getting, the monies and the riches that they got from that. And now they're going back into a physical world where they're actually, having themed restaurants and stuff. So I'm excited to figure out exactly how this is going to shake up. I think it'll be a really cool thing. And hopefully, if it does become successful, they sprinkle them a lot more throughout the country. We'll see exactly how that goes. All right, guys. We got to get into this story. This is one of those situations where it's just like, what in the world was this driver thinking? What happened? I don't know. This is coming from my best friend's news station over in Cleveland, Ohio, Brittany Weir. I talk about her all the time, and you guys know her if you are a dedicated Sprint watcher. She was the one that kind of started the Sprint. Her station's been pumping out some really interesting stories. Yesterday, we were talking about the, what was it that happened? Yeah, the ambulance, the firefighter who jumped in and tried to keep that guy from stealing the ambulance and did so in a very action movie kind of thing. Well, here we have kind of one of those movies, it seems like kind of a spoof a little bit. Frightening scene on Cleveland Highway. Traffic camera spotted the driver of a pickup going backwards on a major highway. And then we got our boy Colton Molesky explaining other drivers could not believe what what they were seeing. Check out this report.
No way. Man, I thought he was coming towards you, man. Yeah.
It's video you have to see. Yes, that is a pickup truck going down I-90, going in reverse.
I'm thinking that is a car being towed.
Christian Santana was on I-90 yesterday and says he and a friend thought for sure the out-of-control truck was going to hit them until they realized it was in reverse.
Thank God that I pulled off.
Right away, Santana pulled off on West 44th, capturing this sped-up video of the truck from a safer distance on a parallel street. An ODOT cam capturing where the truck first jumped on I-90 at West 84th.
I did see an orange car that he was in front of him. I mean, he was behind him, and then he swerved to the right.
Cleveland police must have received a heads up about this careless driver because a cruiser was waiting for the truck right near the exit for West 25th.
Kept going.
Jeez.
Yeah.
We've made records requests for any video footage and police reports that Cleveland police may have and are still waiting for a response. We are also looking for details on charges and just how far the driver went backwards before getting pulled over.
That's too fast. I can't even do it like 5 miles an hour, like backing up if you forget something. Imagine doing that 60 on a freeway.
It's something Santana hopes he doesn't see again anytime soon. In Cleveland, Colt Molesky, 19 News.
Yeah, so as that guy mentioned, definitely some skills to do that. And he's driving full speed backwards. Like, thank God that nothing awful happened. He didn't get into a bad wreck. That would have resulted in a overturn faster than anything. I'm pretty sure if he would have gotten into a wreck. But it's good in Jazzy Jazz. Jazz, is this not, it's not kind of like, I'm like, okay, you shouldn't be doing this, but that's kind of impressive.
Like, the fact that he was able to do that is insane. I wish I could do something like that. I mean, I wouldn't do it, and I wouldn't advise anyone to do it because it's dangerous. But the fact that he was able to not to just drive backwards, like, how do you even do that?
It was like
at that speed, like, just so, like that's crazy to me. But I just don't understand why he felt the need to do this on a busy highway. Like, that is dangerous. I'm glad nothing disastrous happened.
I wonder if like see, at first I'm like, was he trying to overcorrect himself? Like maybe, sometimes, which is hard to do, but what if he went down the wrong way of the highway and then thought to himself, oh snap, I need to get out of this. But instead of finding a way to do a 3-point turn safely, he just said, let me just reverse all the way back and didn't find a turnoff yet. But I don't know. Either way, I'm like, dude, I don't know if he was doing that to challenge himself, but he did a good job.
It's no telling. It's like you really never know what you're going to see when you hit these roads. Mm-hmm. It's always some craziness going on these interstates, I swear. Have you ever seen somebody going the wrong way?
So I've seen someone like literally, what do you call it? When they accidentally go down one of those like one-way downtown areas and then they'll like, you can see them notice it. And then what happens is they turn around. But this person was just like, yo, man, I'm going for it. I got to just back it up.
He said, I'm doing it. I'm already out here. Let's do it.
Right.
Yeah, I remember I was driving on like a busy highway and I saw someone going the wrong way. And I was like, because they look, usually when you see somebody going the wrong way, like you said, it starts to register that to them that they're going the wrong way and they try to correct themselves. Yeah. But this person was just super confident. Oh my gosh. I didn't have time to even really flag them down because it was the traffic moved so fast, of course, on the interstate.
Yeah.
Man,
and it's one of those things where, like, when people do that, it makes you, for a split second guess yourself, be like, wait a minute, am I wrong? So either way, it's good that nobody was hurt in this situation.
Yeah. It's crazy to see. I don't even know how I would react if I was driving and I saw something like that, but it would definitely be a conversation that I would have with a lot of people.
Amen. All right, Jazz, you take care, girlie.
All right, bye.
Bye. That's crazy, man. Shout out to Colton Molesky and him capturing that story and doing that report because, again, you never see that. Like, that's something that you just don't see on a daily basis. I'm glad that it ended with not necessarily a happy story because I'm pretty sure this guy probably going to get in trouble for doing this, but thank God nobody was hurt. Don't do that. When you guys, if you're watching this, This is one of those things of what not to do out there. And again, one of those like, what were they thinking? I don't know. Either way, thanks so much for joining us today on The Sprint. We'll see you guys again back here at 12:30 and 6:30 p.m. at WSLS.com.